Kenny Hold, my man, how you doing?
T, I'm good, Randy. I'm good, man. T, we all good. We live.
My man T is on the program, so you're watching live. I think he froze up once we
I think
went
I
live.
froze.
Come
Yeah.
on, buddy, what's going
I
on?
don't know. I'm gonna jump out and I'll jump back.
All right, we got you, man. You can follow. Let me get this out the way for now. Kenny Holt on Twitter at Cowabunga underscore K underscore E underscore N. Once Terrence gets back at the program, you can follow him at Lower East Scribe. Myself, Rainy J. Cruz, RENDY, letter J C R U Z. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Go to youtube.com/cruise control podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. We are officially at 500 subscribers. So
Yeah. About time. Yeah.
only took 4 years. Just listen, every support counts. We
Amen.
really appreciate anybody who's watching on any walks of life.
Thank you.
We are doing this live right after NXT, so on YouTube, on Twitter, X. So if you got any questions, comments, feedback for us regarding NXT or Raw from last night, or even Friday on SmackDown, hit us up in the chat and we'll read the questions to you. Now we got my man Terrence back in the fold. Here we go. Look,
I'm
do we?
back.
What up, baby?
You're back, but are
MJ.
you officially back? I see you frozen still.
Oh,
Oh
I
God.
don't know what's going on.
Oh man. Is it raining over there in Portland or something?
It's a beautiful, clear day. Or clear evening.
Clear day, but it's been windy for the last 4 days here.
Oh man. Oh, it's been brick over here, bro. It's like right now it's like 17 degrees.
Oh, there we go. I'm
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah, there we
out
go.
here.
There we
It's
go.
been
All
windy.
right, all
It's
right, all
Back.
right.
It's been blowing crazy out here. Like,
Pause.
True. That's right.
well,
Sorry,
Wow.
I couldn't help it.
out of control lately for the last 4 or 5 days.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, you definitely made up for it. Um, let me do a link real quick. So again, if you're watching live on Twitter, X, YouTube, hit us up in the comments regarding NXT tonight, SmackDown on Friday, or Raw last night. So we're gonna talk about Raw, a little bit of NXT from tonight. We usually do the show post Monday Night Raw. Did not get a chance. We were all doing busy things. So now let's start from what we saw on NXT tonight. So now people are very happy to see the Hardy Boys come back next week. They're going up against who again, Kenny? Look at you.
The no
I
quarter
thought you were
catch
my guy.
crew.
That you stumped me.
The no quarter catch crew.
Yeah, the no quarters. The no
All right,
quarters.
damn. No quarter catch crew. The Hardy Boys coming back NXT. Are you excited for that? Because this is part of the whole TNA thing they got going on.
Yeah, they're doing a big merge. It's really connecting. So it's really good, seeing Team Extreme coming back, everything coming, and hopefully they'll showcase not just what they do, but what they do with the new talent and how they work with the Hardy Boys. We all big fans of Matt and Jeff. What they did, Daredevils, Death Defying. It'd be a great thing, now that with TNA, they champ. So the big merge with TNA and WWE is doing really well, and looking forward to next week. It's gonna be really good.
Terrence, talk to me. You excited about this Hardy Boys?
Oh, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I thought they were gonna come back at the Rumble. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought we were because they announced it like right before then, and like, they had already been doing a lot of stuff with them. And they themselves, like the Hardy Boys, kind of teased it, like, oh, maybe we should come back, So I thought we were gonna get it then, but love to see them work with the new young talent and give back to the game, man. Like Hardy Boys are legends, and and any opportunity for them to come back home to WWE, I'm excited for.
So I'll start here because on this show we tend to circle around and we get our points, but we take a while to get there, which is the beauty of the show. 45 of you watching or pulled up, thank you, appreciate it. Got comments, hit us up, YouTube, on also on Twitter. The Hardy Boys, I think more so Jeff, but Terrence, I'll start with you. This is a really beloved tag team. They've been doing it for so long, over 2 decades. Um, Jeff Hardy is loved amongst a lot of people, more than Matt. So if you say Hardy Boy, oh, just my guy, I fuck with Jeff Hardy, and it's like no matter the wrongs and this and that, they always say no. Hey, people fuck up, people do the things, but Jeff Hardy's always my guy. Jeff Hardy was my favorite growing up. He was. It's always happens to be among the Latino and African American people growing up. It's Jeff Hardy's that guy. It's Jeff Hardy, and I'm like, what is it about Jeff Hardy? What is it about the Hardy Boys that makes him get those accolades that the Dudleys don't get, or Edge and Christian don't get, or other big time tag teams don't get? It's always Hardy, and always Jeff Hardy.
I think, I'm not gonna lie. I think part of it was their swag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if you have like a level of aura, like the kids say now, or a level of swag, like we might have said back in our day, that just kind of you can't really quantify it. You know what I mean? Like, and they have a level of energy that I feel like just we resonate with that, right? Like, think about it like this: even though Rick was a shit talker, it was also Rick Flair. Even though he talked shit, it was also the way he carried himself, in the way that he was so stylish, in the way he was swaggy. Now, they had their own, almost like grunge rocker swag look. It wasn't exactly what we was doing, although a few of us might have been rocking some Jinkos, you know what I'm saying? But it was the fact that they came out with, I feel like, that level of like just cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then having like a cool ass move, even Matt to a degree, right? Like, because I feel like people appreciated the tag team. Now, let's, of course, like, Jeff is the one who got the push. He had even like a little bit more of like, I feel like every tag team has that one where we can always see it. And obviously it was him. But if anything, I think it was that. And let's also not pretend that it didn't matter or that it didn't have an effect on everybody when Jagged Edge came out. And my man Matt was right there on beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, right there singing along, you know what I'm saying? At the altar or whatever song that was.
Let's get married. The along
the OT version. Matt was right there. He was feeling it, you know what I'm saying? And that was like, we knew. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got.
Yeah. No, I just felt like I get that all the time. Like you said, Jeff. It's like Jeff was the modern day Sean to a degree where great tag team, but always one stood out more than the other. And Jeff Hardy in that time frame, you talk about in the middle of like a Triple H, Edge, John Cena, Randy Orton, Rob Van Dam. Like, it was like you're CM Punk, Taker. Like, this guy was on top of the world, was champion and stuff like that. But no matter what, people always fuck with Jeff Hardy, and it's like the aerial assault. So just it would just that's my guy. And I'm like, why? Because they probably felt like they could relate to him more.
Yeah,
but like you could be a fan of Ric Flair, but a fan may not see themselves in that kind of outfit to buy the shoes and the suits and like. I fuck with Flair, but I can't have the drip. Jeff Hardy, I fuck with him because he's more like a regular dude. Like, I can relate to him more than anybody else on the roster.
Jeff Hardy I feel like Jeff Hardy related to a lot of people because he was someone that a lot of time, they did the stunts, they did it, even if they had nothing to lose, to a point that, they were just going to go out, do a risk, one shot. I might fall, but guess what? I'm gonna still do it. I'm gonna see what I can do with it, and I'm gonna just make whatever roll with it. I think culture-wise, the Hardys related to a lot of people. If you had friends, you did those stunts. If you had siblings, you practiced those stunts. They kind of balance each other out.
You did it, Kenny? You did swantons in the crib?
Let me tell you right now, I probably did the leg drop because I couldn't do front flip on my house, but on my bed, me and my sister. But I would say they related to a lot because culture-wise, you had a 1-2 punch, different. Matt was very like centered. He led. He kept it center. He was still winning the risk. But then you had Jeff Hardy, who the wild card everyone likes to compare to. The wild card, Daredevil, brash. So They had those white and black boots.
Yeah.
I call them the black and white cookie boots.
Mm-hmm.
All that and yo, just doing flips off a ladder. Everyone probably did a flip off a couch, they bed, got in trouble for it. Like, come on, twist of fate. Everyone saw Jeff when he did that swanton off that 30-foot ladder at WrestleMania 2000. But culture-wise, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, they both relate. They were able to do something independently with themselves. Of course, everyone loves Jeff more, but I think Matt gets the respect as well because when he was by himself, out of Jeff's shadow, thing like, oh, Jeff Hardy is the best Hardy, but you probably thought Matt was probably the best too, especially when he had his little feud with Edge and then Mattitude, and of course, right. delete. But yeah, you got it. Culture-wise, the Hardy Boys are for all cultures, no matter what.
So Terrence, if you had, and again, we're not talking about past stuff or demons and they've had, but I'm talking about just a regular hangout, chill, vibe out. If you can hang out with any male or female wrestlers of all time, just to cool out, vibe out, and sit at one table and just hang out for a few hours, talk shit, have a couple drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, who would you want to just hang out with and vibe out with?
Oh wow! We want to do like a top 5.
Yeah, like you have one seat. You got to pick. Let's say 4 more.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I'm one seat and there's 4 other people at the table.
Yeah.
Man. A lot dead or alive or alive?
It could be either or. Let's do that.
Let's say alive.
Oh, alive?
Yeah, alive.
Okay,
alive. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what I had to ask. All right. Okay. Well, Sean, obviously he's my number 1 pick, man. Like I would pick Sean 4 times if I could. You know what I'm saying? It's my guy.
97.
HBK, DX Sean. We got coming back Sean. We got born again Sean.
Right.
Yeah.
NWO Sean.
I don't know if I can hang out with Rocker Sean at this age.
Oh,
hey,
Rocker Sean to 96, 97. I don't know if I can hang out with him.
Just don't go with him to a barbershop.
That's right.
Okay.
So we got Terrence. We got Sean, the first guest. First invite.
Sean would be number 1. You know what? Funny enough, Taker would be number 2. And the reason I say that is have you seen his pod and like the stories he has?
Yeah.
He's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that he spent 30, 40 years building this character that like barely ever talked. And now that he's just, Mark again, he has all these incredible stories and he's a great orator.
Hey, but listen, when money's involved, hey, Taker, you can make a lot of money by talking about stories. Oh, we're really? Well, okay, fame. No, here's the bag. Oh, now I'm talking.
So Sean, Taker.
Okay. That's a good 2 so far.
I would.
So no Jeff Hardy. I assume Jeff.
I know that's where you were going. If we're talking about just like stories, though, I'm just thinking
hanging out, bro. I want to vibe out with anybody.
Like you have a good time in Vegas with.
Oh man, okay. Well, if we're talking that, then I gotta go Rick. Still to this day, I feel like if I hang out with Rick, you know what I mean? Like it's an automatic party. People just want to take pictures. Like he's still limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's still Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And
remember I said male and female. So
I know I just thought about like who from like the women's side of things. Just to hear like a full like, okay, like what was it like being like the transition? Trish. Okay. I would want to hear Trish Stratus's stories because I feel like she's a part of that generation that went from like, oh, we're just bra and panties matches to like, nah, they really respect us, so we actually can wrestle. So, I would love to hear either her or Alundra Blaze. I'll say that. Alundra Blaze was like, that's my OG for the women's side. Like I loved Alundra Blaze. Her, Jackie, Bull Nakano. I really like loved women's wrestling back then. Like my mom has a funny story of when I was like a real young kid and Glow was on. Y'all remember Glow, like the OG?
Yeah.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. So my mom was like, I had to have been no older than 4, right? So she said like she would come in the room and I'd be watching it, She was like, "Well, I know he's not watching it because he thinks the girls are hot. He's 4. He doesn't know. I just love the wrestling. So, like I've always been a big fan, and I'm happy to see them getting the just due and storylines and the respect they're getting now.
Okay. So Trish, Taker, Shawn,
Rick
Flair.
Yeah, if I'm talking about Vegas,
it could be Vegas, New York, LA. Yo, listen, you could pick anybody from the field of people. You could.
That would be my 5.
All right, Kenny.
Yeah.
Who you hanging out with?
I would hang out with Stone Cold. I would pick Stone Cold as one. Austin. I feel like you could crack a beer anywhere with Austin, and he'll like share some like stories, some like experiences. Right. So definitely someone that been in the business. Believe it or not, I would pick. I think I would pick either. Can I put them as the same, or does it count as one, like a tag team?
A tag team. Last time I checked, were 2 people.
Okay, so you know what? I'll take Devon Dudley. He has his from his podcast.
So just Devon.
Yeah, I'll take Devon. Devon.
So no Bubba.
Yeah, I would pick Devon for Bubba. I know Bubba's. Everyone thinks of Dudley Boys. They think of Bubba, but from Devon's like point of view from his podcast. Shout out to Devon. He shares some real interesting insights, especially like moments in the matches, like when him and Bubba would interact. There'd be like some funny moments. You're like, oh, yo, something like that would happen. Like, when him, like, you just think about when you were in school, like it just happens like that. And they talking about it like, yo, it lasts it's like 20 minutes, but it's just a fraction of a second. And that could really relate to. So it will be Austin, Devon. I will pick Lita. I believe Lita regarding the transition women's division next to Trish is Lita, and Lita went from everyone just idolizing how she looks, the low cut jeans, shoestring and everything, but Lita was really that person. Like, yo, you can't talk about women's wrestling, the attitude, talk about with Lita, the moonsault, but just doing a lot of matches and moves and stuff, and let alone she joined the Hardy Boys as well.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold, Devon, Lita, and that's
the last chair is.
It's the last chair. Yeah, it's last chair. Man, it's pretty tough. Just to hear it out. I think I'll pick Kevin Nash. I'll pick Nash.
Okay.
I'll pick Nash. Nash I feel like Nash, when you go from both sides, he's seen it all, and he look like he can party too. So, but he'll like he'll have a good time to party, but he could share on both. He's been on both sides and see how it is.
Yeah,
he can probably tell you some things. Like he can go. I feel like he can go like from sun up to sundown, just endless things. Especially, he's also been in Hollywood as well, so really good different walks of life.
Nice. Kevin Nash is the very underrated one. His name popped up in my head 4 minutes ago. I'm like, what? Kevin Nash. But so, like you said, know the business. The shit changed because of him and what him and Scott Hall did. A lot of stories. One guy who just did it for the bread. He ain't sugarcoat nothing. I did it for the bread.
Yeah.
Definitely Stone Cold. Definitely Stone Cold. If I can hang out with DX, Shawn, and Hunter, I'm hanging out with DX, Shawn, and Hunter.
That's 2. So okay, so that's okay.
So that's 3. I got Stone Cold and damn.
Yeah. I could have picked it. I could have picked it.
Look.
I want to go with a female this for the last joint. I want to say Rob Van Dam too, but
y'all gonna be John Blaze that night.
Hey man. Damn.
You want to pick someone new. Right. You don't want to pick someone current.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. So if we give you Rob Van Dam and then let you pick a woman from the business, me and Kev get to add one more person because I have one more person, and I'm sure. I mean, you
honorable mention like one. Come on in. I got you in the club.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we got one more person.
I probably say Sasha Banks.
I knew you was gonna. I knew you was gonna
I
do that.
mean, if you're gonna, have Rod,
Sasha,
Roman there,
DX,
you
and
might as
Stone
well
Cold.
have Sasha.
That's a night right there.
That's a definitely a blunt cipher. That's what that turned into.
Beer and blunts, beer, the B&B squad. I didn't. Honorable mention, yo, RVD, come on in, man. Come on in. All right, who's your honorable
my
mention?
fifth person would be you know, I believe we all know his name. He always introduces himself to the crowd.
I was about to say that. I was going to say him.
Paul
I
Heyman.
was going to say him.
100%.
I was
Paul
going to
Heyman
say
is one of
him.
those guys who grew up in the business, right? And like he was a real disruptor. You know what I mean? Like and sticking to his guns has literally gotten him here. I think he earned everybody's respect. But also, there's not that many people who are better. Like when we're talking about storytelling, I feel like he's one of the people that even in the room, any of the rooms that we just created, he'd be someone who could hold court and like people would like love to hear him talk. So outside of maybe Rick, but I would pick Paul Heyman.
I was going to pick Paul.
Well, that's not fair. You picked a manager. That's not fair.
Paul Heyman is
Um,
is a part of a roster than anybody. Like
He's an
He's
advocate.
definitely part of the bloodline. And he
he's
took a crazy bump
crazy
before.
bumps, the originator of ECW, manager of Brock Lesnar. If you pick Paul Heyman, then someone has to pick Paul Bearer. I'm sorry, then he's equally. So you have to pick Paul Heyman. He's a part of it.
No, then no, you know what? I might want to hang out with Roman Reigns. So fuck that shit. Fuck the whole roster.
You know
I don't know. He might be a little too reserved. I don't know.
But that's cool though. Like that's the chill. Like the observant. Like yo, I'm just gonna chill out. Just
I feel like you pick someone that you feel like that might be compatible to what you have, the like little reflections of you.
Yeah.
So
what's funny is that if it wasn't Paul Heyman, I was gonna go Bischoff, just because he's another person like from the other side of the business that he just has so many.
See, but I think when it comes to those guys, it's more. For me, I don't look at it as. I think the wording is not hanging out, vibe, chill. Just if you get a chance to just be a sponge, be a fly on the wall, and learn and this and that, then those are different words for me to say, all right, I'm getting Paul Heyman, I'm getting Eric Bischoff. Say what you want about Vince, but you would want to be on a fly on the wall and learn from Vince too. And
Vince Russo or
who?
Vince Russo or Vince McMahon?
McMahon.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I could be in any rooms with Vince McMahon.
I don't know.
There's got to be
learn some shit. Like
there's got to be a lot of cameras in that room.
Be a lot of cameras. It might be a real asshole. I don't know.
No, I'm just messing around.
I think my fifth person would be, if I was to bring in, I would bring Booker T.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I would bring Booker T. Booker top, Harlem Heat. He had to rise to the top. He came in with a sibling, rose to the top. As WCW was going through his thing, they fall, and then he won on the final night of WCW, and then he came to Raw, came to WWE when they were like saying like, "Oh, how's this gonna work?" And he worked very fine, and then So I think, and also too, he has a history as well that he can share. Like, yo, this is what I did, but this is how I got. So I feel like it could really almost relatable. Like, not saying that you had the same past, but you can compare it because we all have seen that regarding growing up, and we could just really make a comparison and just synthesize with that, and then just hear it out.
Yeah. Before I move on, we also have t-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. So all of you,
we got 100, y'all.
100 plus that have tapped in, we appreciate it. Any questions, comments, feedback about NXT, SmackDown, or Raw from the previous week, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. We'll get right to it. Again, prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. For those who have not seen it, here you go. That's what the shirts will look like. So go ahead, support your boys on the program. prowrestlingtees.com/cruise control. All right, let's get back to business over here. Let's get this out the way. All right, so We know the members of the chamber matches, men and women. That'll be on March 1st. So the men's are going to have Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre. On the female side, Bailey, Bianca, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, and Roxanne Perez.
Yep.
That's who we have. I know we've been talking about the chamber for a little bit, but now we know the entire squad, the entire roster. Um, don't want to spend too much time on that because we spoke about it before. But now knowing everything, Kenny, I'll start with you. Has your pick changed from winning the chamber? Who was your pick last week?
I think I said for the women
Cena or
Bianca.
Punk?
I said Bianca, and I said we was talking. I think it's between Cena and Punk for the men.
Okay. So pause that. So now Bianca and Naomi are going to defend the tag team titles on Raw next week.
Yep.
So they could enter the chamber no longer tag champions against Liv and
Raquel.
Raquel.
Yeah.
All the culprits of the
Smoky
Jade
mirrors.
scenario.
Smoky mirrors.
Now knowing that, does that change your answer of Bianca winning the chamber, knowing that they may not be walking in tag champions? Jade might get involved. You never know. Or you still holding firm on Bianca?
I think it'll change how the relationship between Naomi and Bianca, what happened, and their whole them probably going up against Liv and tag teaming her. Going up against her in the chamber. But I believe strong Bianca's gonna win even still with the win. We're probably gonna get Jade coming in. It's probably gonna change how the effect is and how her attitude may change and what she might do. So I think Bianca's gonna still win.
Okay.
I think Bianca's gonna win.
And you're still standing firm on Punk, knowing that it's Seth in there, there's Drew, I know Damian, Cena, and then Logan Paul. You're still good on Punk.
I think Punk and Cody's gonna happen. And I think we're probably gonna get Cena. Possibly he probably won't main event for a title match, but Cena will be at WrestleMania. But I think Roman Reigns might end up getting payback on Seth. We might get that match happening at a WrestleMania. So I think Punk is going to face Cody at WrestleMania. And I think
would you bet money that Roman Reigns appears at the chamber?
I think he might just pop in because I don't think Roman's gonna forget about those two curb stomps that he gave. So I think now Roman's gonna give his payback. Even though
you're saying Roman's gonna somehow make Seth lose the chamber?
He's gonna make an appearance. I think Roman's gonna make an appearance.
Okay, Terrence, who you got,
so
man and women?
Ways, man. Like, because I think this is where my dilemma was last time. It's to me in my head is down to Punk and Cena, right? But you guys made valid points of like, well, it's Cena's last WrestleMania. They want to send him off. He's not gonna win there, but do they want to send him off like in a main event? But then again, like, what's the point of putting him in a main event if everybody? It just feels so predictable that he won't win.
Yeah.
But then Punk isn't getting any younger either, and he has real life, for real injuries every now and then. So it's like, if not now, then when with him a little bit too. Like, there's, you know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee he'll be this healthy again. And well, he'll be hot. He's always over. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, the momentum feels right now for Punk. He's beating everybody, right? Like, everybody they put in front of him. So it kind of makes a lot of sense, which kind of leads me towards Punk. But man, I don't know. I honestly, I know I hate to be that guy, but it's got to be one of those two. I don't know if I could really pick for the.
I think if I have a choice A for the women, I'll say Bianca. Reason being, too early for Roxanne.
She's taking the first pick.
Too good. Early for Alexa. She just got back.
True.
Bailey was just champion not too long ago.
Yeah.
We just saw Liv champion back in at the Raw Netflix in January.
Her and Rhea are going against or going on tour when they go across seas and matches. So that's a no.
Naomi, I think if it's gonna be in that one of those tag team people is gonna be it's gonna be Bianca. It's just a matter of how they do it because what I assume is that they'll go on first. The men's chamber will go on last, like they always do. Women's first and chambers men is the final thing. So it's like if I go on first, and if I use the J Cargo card, like it has to hit, like oh shit, this how we started off the PLE to a degree. Because I think it'll be um, a misguided calculation if Jay does not pull up at the chamber again. There's Raw on Monday, so that if they lose tag titles, it kind of all right now things are rolling because Jay can't cost you the tag titles in the fucking chamber. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm babbling. Bianca, men, Cena A, Punk B, but now I'm like Punk A, Cena B, because as Terrence mentioned, Punk's not getting any younger. Punk will be in the company for the next couple of years. Cena, no, he's out in December, so maybe deep down he's like, listen, I don't want to take that away from Punk, knowing that I'm gone in December. If this is a chance to get him a main event match, then fuck it, let him go with it. The other half is saying, does John Cena's final WrestleMania match be a non-title, a non-main event? It's part of like you
shit.
passing the torch to somebody.
Yo,
Happened.
You did it, Randy. You did it. You just did it. It just happened in my head. It just made sense.
Multiverse moment.
What I
It
do?
just you because the way you just set it up, that shit makes perfect sense. Okay.
Talk to me.
Somehow, some way, Logan Paul fucks it up for Cena.
Oh,
And Cena
that's a good
threw
one.
out Logan in the Rumble.
Right. So he got to get his get back. He's a dick, right? In real life and in and in the fucking ring. So he cost Cena, right? That starts the feud, carries all the way to Mania. Then we get Cena versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania. So the match does matter because now you have the GOAT versus the next guy that they really all fucking love.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend like he's not great. Like he is really good, right? So I think that they see him as long as he wants to be as part of the future of the company. So that's a great way to I think they'll have the match we all thought, or at least some people thought, Cena and Austin would have.
Because the way we are laying it out, that means the final three has to be Logan, Punk, and Cena.
Yeah.
Where Cena eliminates Logan, he gets tight with it, he gets mad, and he hits Cena, whatever. Punk puts the GTS on Cena 1 2 3. Punk is your winner.
Right.
You set up Logan, Cena, Punk, Cody.
Yeah.
You're gonna set up Roman and Seth and everything. That those are your main matches for WrestleMania. But in my mind, who goes over? I would assume Logan is gonna go over Cena, or
Logan's going to eliminate probably Cena after.
No, at WrestleMania. If it's Logan and Cena,
no, I think
going over.
Cena's gonna win.
Yeah, I think they'll let him win, but
let who win?
Cena.
Cena's gonna win, but Logan might disrespect.
But bro, I seen Shawn Michaels lose his last match. Kurt Angle beat Baron, but I think just the caliber of the opponent determines am I taking the L in my final match at a WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that was also Shawn's retirement match, no? So
this is still
supposed to be.
Yeah, but that was Shawn's last match anyway. So he took an L.
Wasn't he? He came back. Remember him?
I thought about before the bullshit tag match.
Right. That's what I said it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I'm talking about WrestleMania 26.
Yeah.
At the time when he thought he was done, he took an L.
And, I mean, he should have. He was supposed to. I'm saying I don't. But
took an L at WrestleMania 31 to Triple H, which is bullshit. But he took the L.
No. But hear me out. What I'm saying is, you can make a case for either way. Like, okay, on one end, if he loses to Logan Paul, it kind of feeds into the like, yo, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I am washed. Maybe I'm not really ready.
And
You
then
know what I mean?
Logan Paul too.
And
I beat Johnson. All the shit talk.
100%. Now he gets shit talking going crazier, and like he belongs in the main event tier.
And that's when he books him.
On the other end, it's different than say Sean or keep me honest here. I don't remember whether Rick's retirement match was with Sean was also at Mania. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Right? Okay. It's different from that because at that time we knew that that's that person's last match.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is his last Mania match, but it's not his last match. We know we have Cena through December. You know what I mean? But again, I like where you're going because then it kind of gives that the main feeling we gotta have with Cena at this point is desperation and hope. Right? Like because this idea that like, oh shit, he lost to Logan Paul at WrestleMania for his last Mania.
Damn, Cena, you ain't shit, bro.
Right, yeah, maybe he's not the Cena of old. Maybe, and he has to somehow have a little bit of doubt, but then a little bit of hope, right? He has to build that momentum. And like I said, for the way I would love to see it happen, whether it's him winning, Money in the Bank so that he has a guaranteed shot, or some other way that we get there. And like I think he gets the belt at WrestleMania. Personally, I mean, sorry, SummerSlam. I think he gets the belt at SummerSlam. It's a big moment. It's the first time that they're doing 2 nights. And then he keeps it till, like you said, December, which is only like 3-4 months left. So it doesn't really hurt anyone for him to be champion for 4 months. That's you know what I mean? Like that's fine. It's a great amount of time for him to have his, goodbye and then drop the belt to maybe Randy Orton at the end. So it ties it in a great bow, even with him losing to Logan and somehow Logan costing him, you know what I mean? Like his match at WrestleMania. Then we get a great match between the two of them. Cena gets his main event. I don't think he beats Cody, but that's a whole other topic. But I think then we get CM Punk versus Cody because he wins the Chamber, and his momentum is just like it's at an all-time high. I feel like so it'd be a great match.
So in your multiverse, Cena wins Money in the Bank. He'll cash in at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
like announcing prior, or he's gonna run down the ring with the briefcase.
He gotta run
down. I don't think that's his style.
Yeah, he'll announce prior. Like I think he did it before, which is fine.
Like Edge, he's not doing an Edge.
No, he ain't doing no Edge and CM Punk and all that. He ain't doing that. Even though I've seen good guys do the same shit. But is he cashing in? Let's fantasy book it SummerSlam on a Jey Uso World Heavyweight Champion, or Cody or Punk at SummerSlam.
I think he cashes it in on the belt Cody has. He'll cash in on that belt.
Right, but do you want to cash it on Cody or CM Punk?
He might cash it in on, if Punk wins, he's going to cash it in on Punk because they have history, notable history with each other.
And that takes care of getting one more match with Punk.
Yeah.
He'll put over Logan Paul, the young guy.
Yeah.
Somehow he's got to get Cody Rhodes, though. Somehow.
Oh, shit. You might have just solved it again. Randy's a genius.
What I do now?
Multiverse again. Say it, T. What you got? T?
Okay. So then what if instead of Orton, Cody's his final match? Because this whole time I'm thinking, oh, it's Cody. I mean, it's Orton because, okay, who else? I just felt like there's nobody else that could, not that there's no one else that could retire him. It's just with their history, it made the most sense. Like, okay, drop the belt to Orton, which is why I probably would have went World Heavy and not exactly Universal. But I mean, even the Universal needs a little bit of shakeup because what's it going to be, Cody and Roman for the next 10 years? Like,
but if you do Cena and Cody, is it non-title or is Cody champ or is Cena champ at this time?
No, Cena's champ from WrestleMania until we get to his last match. I think they're gonna
pay attention. You're saying he'll win what he'll win Money in the Bank.
Right.
He'll lose at Mania. My next stop is Money in the Bank. I'll win that. I cash in at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Against, let's say, CM Punk. I win against CM Punk. I'm now champion, but then I'm going to take the L to Cody Rhodes in my final match in December. That means You got to get him and Orton in there too, bro.
You do have to get him in order. I'm just saying, like, it made sense. Like, maybe it's still Orton. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just was. You just made it make a lot of sense for me. Where it's like, okay, cool. Cody gets a break. He doesn't have to,
Yeah.
Cena, everybody wins.
Listen, although if you get Cena and Cody Rhodes at Mania, I'm all for it because that's a passing of the torch moment. And again, it's you're gonna create a civil war with the fans. I think if it's Punk and Cody, it's down the middle, maybe 55% CM Punk. Let's keep it a buck, right?
So?
Yeah, I think so. Punk will be.
You don't
over.
think so? Right now, at this second, if both are in the ring right now, main event WrestleMania, that crowd is gonna be split or little towards CM Punk, bro.
I think.
Wow.
That is a guarantee. If you did
it'll be split. I don't know. I don't know
Cody,
if it'll lean CM Punk.
I don't think Cody gets cheered more than Punk.
I think so.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
It's at least 50-50.
Look, man.
I said 50-50, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you on the 50-50. I don't think it's slightly more Punk. I just don't think so.
Bro, you just said Punk got the momentum going on.
He does, but I just feel like Cody's is still very high despite what the internet tries to tell us.
Bro,
it's high, but
my ears are pretty good. The Cody crowd is still we good, but it's not as what it once was. Let's be real. It's not as we need it. Well, it's loud, but it's not like.
Well, they love you during the chase, right? And I think a lot of us felt like we wanted to see him lose it to Kevin Owens. I think we even talked about it.
Yeah.
Right? We wanted to see him lose it to Kevin, at least because again, like there's something about the idea of like it's a vulnerable position. Only knowing that okay, it's not going to change hands, unless it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam. It's kind of boring. You know what I mean? So it's like that was like, oh, this is their moment to like shake that up again. Like, you know what I mean? Like change that a little bit. And, I get it. There's a business aspect to it, right? Like there's sponsors who want Cody Rhodes in that seat now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure.
But if I ask you, if it's Cena and Cody Rhodes in the main event of Mania, is the fan civil war down the middle, or is it one more than?
I honestly, at that point, I think that's when I would say I'd sway a little bit more towards Cena, because I think everybody wants to see him do it. Like whatever fantasy booking we do,
I think there's a good amount of fans that want to see Cena beat Cody,
right,
and Punk beat Cody at Mania. Right. There is that following. That's like, yo, I'm getting tired of Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and
I cool. Listen, it happens to everybody. It happens to Stone Cold, The Rock, Cena. It happens to everybody. Now it's like I want to see. All right, we got your chase. You see the story. All right, man. Let's get something new in here.
You sound like The Rock right now.
We've all done it.
Story, Cody.
we all want Jey Uso to be
Cody crybabies.
We definitely listen. I'm with you, and we're splitting hairs because I genuinely feel like it's 50-50. If we get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, I think it'll be 50-50.
I think,
and I know you said that was one of the ways you see it going to. So I'm saying like I agree with that. I think it'll be more 50-50. Now, if we get Cody versus John Cena, I think he's so many people's hero. He's so many people's GOAT. Yeah. So I feel like at every turn, you're just gonna have enough of the crowd that's like, yo, we just want to see you do it, John. So it'll be more that than anything else.
And then what does Cody do? Do the nice handshake and raise your arm to the crowd and just like.
I think Cody
like just walks off, or like wham, like bitch.
What we saw with Cody and Punk, he's feeling the pressure of everything. He's just like, you know what? I'm done trying to make the crowd feel good. I think he might just if Cena wins, I think he's gonna do what you said before. He's gonna probably give him a Cody cutter or turn on him, hit him with a chair or something. He might be doing
the heel turn begins.
He might give a heel turn. That heel turn is coming soon. I think it's gonna.
I'm waiting for it.
If he faces if he faces Cena or CM Punk. It's gonna happen.
You think he'll turn heel even if it's against CM Punk?
I think
I
he'll
think
turn
so.
heel against Cena, not Punk.
Wait, I'm intrigued, Kenny. Why do you feel that way? Why do you think that?
Well, when they last encountered in the ring, Punk was saying, "Here's the thing, I stab you. Here's the thing, I will stab you in the front, then stab you in the back. The thing is, you see me coming. The thing about you want to believe the good in everybody, and they still stab you. Like you don't like." He's basically telling that
No.
Punk was basically telling Cody, like, you know what? You don't have that killer instinct. You just want to be too likable. You want to win, but you want everyone to, you want to try to bring everyone to the top. You want to do all these things where Punk's like, the difference between you and me, I do it, and I don't mind people not liking me because I get the job done. Like, so I think
And
that might be
that's why Punk will get more of the fan reaction cheers than Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
so I think
Because he
Cody
don't give a
will
fuck.
turn on Punk or Cena, despite who wins.
You guys just both got me hype. I'm excited. I want to see it right now.
All right.
So we got 2 months to wait, and this build-up's going to be crazy, especially after next week.
Just moving right along. So also at Chamber, we got an unsanctioned match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
When was the last crazy unsanctioned match I remember was between your boy Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho? That unsanctioned match.
What
No
constitutes
Mercy?
Huh?
That's like a No Mercy, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a WrestleMania match, but yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Shawn and Triple H, but that was a long time ago.
What constitutes an unsanctioned match? Can y'all enlighten me? Put me on.
So it's basically saying this. It's an unsanctioned match. It is. You said what?
It's bullshit. It's kayfabe. They sanction everything, but what we're gonna say is unsanctioned because if you get hurt, hey,
it's not
my fault.
So basically, it's having a match with no referee out there. No referee. Basically, anything will go like in any match, except no one will come out to try to stop saying you're doing too much. So Kevin Owens can give as many,
power drivers
as much as he wants, or the amount of chair shots to someone's head. It's like boom. It's like what Shawn Michaels said to Chris Jericho, after he punched his wife. I'll never forgive you, Jericho. I'm gonna do what you did. An eye for an eye. We remember how that turned out. An eye for an eye, Jericho. So
yeah, so like listen, anything goes.
Right.
No outside, no DQ, no count out. You can fight all over the building. There will be a referee, Kenny. There will be a referee in there.
I know.
But it's like, hey, if you get hurt, you get bloody. Hey,
it's a ghost ref.
Not my
ghost ref. It's not Earl.
So how do you win then? Is it just gonna be like a 1, 2, 3 count the way? A false count anywhere?
Yeah, it is a false count anywhere, but no one's gonna be like, stop, you're doing too much. That's it.
Yeah, it's a false count. Like a street fight all in one.
Yeah, right.
It should have made a last man standing, basically.
A Montreal.
That's what I was like. Okay, what's the difference between this and like a false count anywhere, or bloodline rules, or like any of the other? No, it just means like you can do whatever, hit each other with the kitchen sink. It's all good.
This is basically so Randy Orton can come in and help Sami Zayn win and cost Kevin Owens.
Oh,
yeah, Randy's gonna.
You gotta get Randy back in there, and then he'll do his thing. And
in
then
Canada,
I think Randy's gonna come back. I do the RKO. Randy might do the punt. He might bring back the punt to Kevin Owens' head since it's unsanctioned. He's gonna punt him in the head. That's gonna be. You're gonna see it just cut off.
By the way, Canada, the home of Randy Orton's first World Championship win.
Wrestling multiverse strikes again.
I like it. I figured whoever won, they were gonna beat the other straight up, but I guess it does give way to be like, let's bring Randy back. Oh, I wanted to chime in on something. There was something you brought up before. I don't think Roman comes and interferes at Chamber at all.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it would be.
Hold on. Let me text Roman right now. Paul Heyman. Terrence says that Roman's not coming out.
Did Siri acknowledge that?
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back at Chamber. I think I think we'll get him in like probably like another either another Raw or another
Because then
SmackDown.
how do you set up him and Rollins if I'm wrong, tell me both Roman's on the SmackDown, Steph is on Raw.
Roman's still on SmackDown?
Isn't no? I think Roman's on Raw too, right?
He was on Raw for the Netflix joint, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna be
I
on.
think
My man
Roman.
on SmackDown.
I think he's a free agent. He don't know where he at.
Right.
I'll
I
go
feel
wherever
like
I
he
want.
could just be. Yeah, he's Roman. He goes wherever he wants. Like that's basically.
Hence, he could roam wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Which I think because Terrence might have a point. If Chamber is not the day where Roman does whatever, and you're gonna set up him and Seth, I think the next show they might fuck around and see, yo, anybody can come on. Is that Monday Night Raw at the Garden? I think
Oh,
that's where they
Is that the
start,
next night?
huh?
Is that the next night or the next that following
No,
Monday?
that's a week and a half after Chamber.
Okay, got you.
I'm just saying, if it
That's
ain't
a big
Chamber,
moment.
the Garden might be the night where they start. All right, you're gonna see Cody Rhodes and CM Punk and Roman Reigns and everybody just start doing this shit, which I'm still holding out hope for The Rock to pull up at the Garden. That is his last shot. If he ain't pulling up the Garden, I'm like, all right, we're gonna get Roman, Seth, Punk, Cody,
Question for
Logan,
y'all:
Cena.
what's up?
Do we even need Rocket? Think about how many our minds are going crazy right now, just trying to book the plethora and of stars we have already. Do we need Rock right now? I don't. Where do we put him?
Honestly,
Okay, so I'll
Right.
answer your question, and before Kenny goes, just like this. Triple H calls you tonight and says, "Yo, Terrence, don't tell nobody." At WrestleMania, it's going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock. What is your reaction? Yo, come on, bro. You know that shit ain't happening, man. Yo, stop playing games, man. Whatever. Or, yo, you kidding me, bro? For real? Oh, nah, honey, you lying, you lying. Word? Oh, shit, it'll be crazy. Like, what is your excitement for
See, you know
Rock
what?
Roman?
What's crazy about that is, and maybe I'm just putting a whole lot of emphasis on SummerSlam, but I kind of would like to see it there too. I would like
don't
to
know,
see
bro.
that be
I don't
like
know.
night one or night two be the because I think that it's big enough to have say Roman versus The Rock. They don't need a belt. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
they don't. No belt, no belt.
right,
Yeah.
they don't need a belt. It's big enough to have that be the end of night one for SummerSlam, mind you, because they got to make this worth it, right? Like they have to say like this is our big mid-year event, and then night two be Cena versus probably Cody or
Yeah,
Punk or whoever is champion. And
because
I feel
this
like that's
could
the
be the
only way to
25th hour that you get the ultimate swerve. Like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna be this, and now Rock.
right. And think about it like this: like I think that's what part of the problem was. Even though they solved it beautifully, right? That was part of the problem for say even this past WrestleMania. Well, not this past WrestleMania, but WrestleMania that where Cody
40.
won. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what if it's like okay, we that match might have overshadowed everything. So I think that a match between Roman and The Rock would only be matched by Cena's last match versus Cody or CM Punk. And it doesn't lose the energy. And you put it on night one, so everybody's just hyped. Can't wait to see what happens the next night. You know what I mean? Like
I think you solved it. It's my
you're rubbing
turn now.
off on me,
My
man.
turn. My turn. I think Rock said, "Hold up, if this is John's final go around, count me out. I'll come back. I'll do it next year because this is like you said. If I go on with Roman and Cena against Cody, whatever, our match will overshadow John Cena. I don't want that to happen. This is all about John, blah blah blah. The tour. let him rock out. Next year, which I heard could be in New Orleans, WrestleMania 43.
It is.
That's where you probably get Roman and The Rock.
And the Big Easy.
I mean, I just don't. And what it could be slash should be like that should be Rock's final match.
Wow.
If not Cody Rhodes, because you just threw away that storyline.
Yeah.
You did all that 1, 2, 3 at Bad Blood, and all right, then you did the Raw Netflix. Hey, Cody, that's my guy drinking beers, and now it's like we lose out on 2 matches, Roman and Cody. So, like you said, Rock's not getting any younger. He's gonna be in the early 50s, mid 50s. Like, hey, can we get this match going on? Because it'll be poetic. My final match is against my cousin. Like it's Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I guess I wasn't prepared. Listen, we're already losing John Cena. I wasn't prepared to lose The Rock too. For good.
Nah, Cena's gonna be like the LeBron retirement. It's like everybody gonna say, "Yo, I can't wait for LeBron to retire." And when it's over, you're like, "Damn, son, LeBron's out of here."
Yeah, right.
I mean,
or Cena, you're a bum. Yo, but man, no more John Cena, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how you felt when Shawn retired.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew it was time, but I think he was smart enough to retire while he wasn't like, I can't walk anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
He could have went he could have went.
Oh,
what,
right. But I mean, like, I'm saying he retired in enough shape that like he didn't.
Yeah, he wasn't broken down. And like,
right.
Shawn,
like some guys from like the golden era are still wrestling, and you're like, my man, like we don't want to see you die in the ring.
Yeah,
chill out, bro. Like you did it. You're a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Shawn decided like I want to be able to walk with my kids and grandkids one day.
Mhm.
So, let me just relax and head up this thing they got over here called NXT.
Yeah,
which was smart.
Yeah, I really, because again, I don't know if it's kayfabe or what, but I would like to hope it's true that Shawn is really like all hands on deck. It's not just like he's not just the raw GM. Hey, Eric Bischoff doing all the stuff, but deep down, it's everybody behind that. Like Shawn is really
he's in
doing the work.
Yeah, I think we've all heard those stories, right? Of like Shawn being one of the guys who invests in developing the new talent. I mean, you can see it even in Carmelo Hayes. There was that running joke of him being the BHBK, the Black Heartbreak.
Yeah,
because he was reliving Shawn's old matches, but I mean, even when he sells, like people always like make the joke now of like he went to the Shawn Michaels School of Selling. I think that says a lot in the fact of like, oh, Shawn saw it in him, and you see it in the talent too. Like as they keep developing, I think that they're doing a great job. Obviously, spearheaded by someone who just like, there's a short list of people who knew how to physically storytell as well as Shawn did in the ring. It's like Brett, it's Rick, it's a short list, right? Like, so who better than to be one of the people to help them all learn that?
I got a perfect way to end the show, but give me 2 minutes. Where do you put for you because it's very rare that a match happens at a WrestleMania, like a mid card, and it steals the show. It's like, hey, yeah, that was the main event, but this is the shit like WrestleMania 3. Yeah, Hogan Andre, but it was really Macho Steamboat.
Right.
25, yeah, it was Hunter and Orton, but it was really Taker and Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Or WrestleMania 13, yeah, they had Sid and Taker, but it's really Stone Cold and Brett. You look back at 24 with Shawn and Ric Flair. I think the main event for 24 was Taker and Edge, if I'm not mistaken. But most remember the Shawn Flair match because of whole retirement and everything, and it was the best match on the card. Where do you put that as far as your WrestleMania matches, your Shawn Michaels matches. Where do you put that for yourself?
Oh, with Rick?
Yeah, Shawn and Rick.
Oh man, that is a tough one because those are two of my like Mount Rushmore, go whatever you want to call it. Um, I think my personal favorite Shawn Michaels match is him and Razor at the first
Oh,
ladder
10,
match,
WrestleMania 10.
10. That's
Okay.
my personal favorite. Then it's Boyhood Dream.
Also, are we going there? Are we going for Shawn Mount Rushmore of Shawn Michaels matches? Are we going there?
Wow. I mean, I'm halfway there, right? So
All right, so you got WrestleMania 12. You got Shawn and Rick from 24. I don't mind doing this. I don't mind doing this game because there's a reason why I'm asking.
okay. Well, because I wasn't even thinking about Rushmore matches. I was trying to get to it where I'm like, well,
But this is why we
not
do the
this,
show.
not
We
that.
circle around.
Okay.
Kenny, get ready. So you're going next.
I think his retirement match has to be has 26. To be up there. And this isn't exactly a match; it's more a moment. But
No, I want matches.
Okay, like either a tag team
ring,
or
yeah.
okay, fine. Thank you for reining me in,
No
by the way,
problem.
because I would have just been like, well, okay. You know what? Because of the importance of it, I'll put it as number 4 then.
Which is what?
No, I'm saying I'll put Shawn retiring Rick at my 4th match.
Oh, so, no. You had Rick at 24-1.
No, I didn't. No. I said my first. No. Okay, let me walk it back because what I said my favorite match is Shawn versus Razor at 10. That's number 1. Then number 2 is the Boyhood Dream, the Iron Man match where he he actually wins the title. Number 3 I said had to be his retirement match, like Shawn's versus
at
Undertaker.
26. Okay, now number 4 is
him retiring
Rick
Flair.
Okay, yeah,
that's my 4th.
I kind of thought you had that already. All right, so
no, yeah, that's my 4th.
Flair, the Brett match, the Taker match, number 2, not number 1, number 2, and the Razor match.
Yeah, those are my personal ones. Now, I know everybody would probably go the first match with him and Taker, but
we're going personal. We're going like our own favorite. Like if I tell you, Terrence, put on any Shawn Michaels match right now, you're gonna put up those 4 on fucking Netflix on the network.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All right, Kenny, Shawn Michaels. Before we get out,
I will put it first because.
Put what first?
Sorry, I will put Taker versus Shawn. That match was just.
Which one?
The first encounter. The first encounter in Hollywood.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, the first one. That match was, you thought, oh man, you almost thought Shawn was gonna break the streak, but it was just so good from beginning to end. And he kicked out. Oh man, when he kicked out that tombstone, I was like, oh man, he might just win this. And Taker won. Despite it, he lost. That was a good match. My second one, I'm going with Stone Cold and HBK, WrestleMania 14.
14, okay.
Like both parties were head over heels. Shawn was at the top of his game. Austin, the top of his. I know you had this conversation last week, Randy, but they were at the top of it. Big with Mike Tyson into it. Big press conference. They were two big guys at the top of the game at the moment. That was really good. So I'm going with that. Third match, I'm going. It's a little bit of a tearjerker, but it gets you HBK and Ric Flair.
Okay.
Oh man, we had to. It's like you had to put Flair down. That was a
Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you. Yeah, yeah. He had to take the shotgun out back. Let me stop. That was.
Yeah. So 24 WrestleMania 10. The WrestleMania 25 with Taker, and we're down to one more.
I'm giving it to HBK and Chris Jericho. That was WrestleMania. I want to say 19 in Seattle. Yeah, that was a really good match. Shawn won it off a roll-up pin. we thought that Jericho and Shawn were going to shake it out, but Jericho being dick he is. But that was a good match, despite the ending. It was a really good match. That was like the lead up to it was great.
Mm.
The lead up to it from on the shows was great. Jericho was hot and young. Shawn Michaels, he thought him as the Asian dinosaur, but Michael showed him who he was, and Jericho was still very good. That was a good, evenly good match.
Mm.
So if Michaels was never hurt with his back, I think we would have gotten Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho in like some type of ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
We would have gotten that, but
Right.
some,
All right. Damn. I'm surprised nobody said this match. Shawn Taker Hell in a Cell match.
Okay.
Wait, wasn't that Triple H?
No, bro, it's Bad Blood. The first Hell in a Cell was Shawn and Taker.
Yeah,
Come on, man. That was a lot of shit happened in that match.
that's what came out. Yeah, I know.
Shawn Taker won the original OG of Hell in a Cell. I'll go with Brett WrestleMania 12. Damn. Oh, Michaels, man. Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with that Kurt Angle joint at WrestleMania 21 though.
Great
Oh,
match.
that's a good one.
Kurt Angle and Shawn
Nice.
Michaels is crazy.
That's one of those. I'm glad we got to see it.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
Did I say Razor?
Nope.
All right, I'm going the ladder match.
Which one?
Oh, 10, WrestleMania 10. Come on.
Okay.
WrestleMania 10, Razor. 12, Brett. Hell in a Cell, Taker. Oh, tell me, I am fucking bugging out. Damn.
Uh-huh.
I love when Randy stumps himself.
Yeah, he made the rules, but he stuffs himself. Yeah.
No, because I gotta put Taker in 25 on that. Come on, bro. That's hands down going on Mount Rushmore. That one, Hell in a Cell. So damn, 2 Taker matches.
Yeah, you got 2 takers.
I'm going Brett 12, and I'm going Razor. I think I love the Kurt Angle joint, but that Razor joint is
monumental.
That's hard to beat. That's hard to beat.
If the Kurt Angle match is your asterisk match, I want an asterisk match. My asterisk match is I'm sorry, I keep doing it. I have to. My asterisk match would be him and Mankind had a fucking great match. I want to say at
that was tough.
Was it in your house?
Mind Games in your house.
It was in your house. Yo,
He's had a lot of underrated joints because I'm done with my picks. But you talk about underrated, like the first time he fought Stone Cold at King of the Ring, that was better than WrestleMania 14. They were tag team champions, and they fought at King of the Ring '97.
Remind me.
Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels.
Okay. Oh, yo, I forgot they had a run as tag. Yo, that's crazy.
Come on, man.
Listen, bro. It's the old age. I had a round table with Mercedes and RVD before the show or something.
Him against Cena, him against John Cena in the Iron Man joint. Come on, bro.
Nah, yeah, you're right. That was crazy. And I don't even want to go because I have so many underrated matches of his that like I just remember from like Monday Night Raws that were just great. Like that led into so much. So I could do this all day.
So your asterisk is the Shawn Mankind Mind Games. Kenny, give me your honorable mention asterisk.
Oh, my honorable mention. I would get off because it just put on a good show. Was Michaels versus Hogan in SummerSlam. Yeah, that's because Shawn was just
troll.
A trolling. It was just so good. Man went on Larry King and come on. The lead up to it and come on, man. But Michaels really showed himself despite it, he showed himself as a performer and he sold everything. Like he made it with that. That was like I like Michaels in that element of what he did, like the lead up to it, and then in the match, the selling. So that would be one for that, especially what he was trying to expose Hogan for in his mind for who he was and
Yeah.
how he was. So that made us really just turn the eye to say everyone was like, how can you do that to Hogan? But like again, we were probably so young, just like, huh? But then like you get older, you're like, you know what? Michaels was right. Like, hey, Daniels was right. Michaels was right.
Yo,
And of
Sean,
course, Hogan went over.
I mean, Sean
Yeah,
was right,
Sean was
and
right despite it all, even though he lost.
it aged like fine wine.
And it really relates. So
Yeah. And Hogan went over Randy Orton too. Boy. Anyways,
hit him on the car.
so I want to end off something real cool because you never know if they ever see it, they might respond. So I'm obviously Shawn Michaels will be a guy that we would all love to have on the show one day. Don't know if it would ever happen, but the invite is there, and if it was to happen, I'm gonna start with Terrence, and we'll all go one by one. Terrence, Kenny, and me. If Shawn Michaels ever on this podcast, Terrence,
Mm,
what would be the first question you ask him?
wow.
If I say, "Hey, Sean, thank you for coming on," I'm gonna start with Terrence. Terrence, go right ahead. What are you asking
Mm,
HBK first?
hmm. I think my first question to Sean would be,
Like, is your name really Shawn Michaels?
man, I know, man, Shawn Michael Hickenbottom, you know what I'm saying? I
Oh
already,
yeah, that's
I know
right.
that.
Right.
Nah, I guess it'd be hard to. I know what my last question to him would be,
Okay, give me the last
and that
question.
would be for him to give us his Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
O-
Um,
Okay.
I probably want to end somewhere around there, but I think like I my first question would be, was it difficult to like, because a lot of people's characters, or not character, but their persona like develops over time,
Mm-hmm.
and was his difficult to develop over time because it really, he has like an iconic one that doesn't change that much. You know what I mean? Like it didn't take a lot to go from, he's still the Heartbreak Kid, whether he's wearing the vests or not, and then goes into DX
Mm-hmm.
or goes into you know, all the versions of him are kind of still the same version of him, but it never felt stale. So I guess the
Yeah,
question would be, how was he able to do that through
like
each
to stay
era
relevant, basically.
without having to be like, okay, now I'm gonna be, like he still was just
Hmm.
himself. And so, and in a lot of ways, he pioneered that. I think he was a part of pioneering that, where he could just actually just be himself. He didn't need a refresh, because even someone like, again, I know we don't necessarily love him, but we were just talking about him. Hogan needed a refresh. He
Hmm.
even Hogan got stale, right? Like he had to go and be NWO. You brought up a great point about Hogan last time, Randy, where you talked about like without NWO Hogan, his career doesn't get that extra 10, 15 years.
Right.
Right? He can't go back to the red and yellow, which he did later, right? But like he needed something because he was on the way out. And you can say that about a lot. I mean, Sting changed 17 times. Every version was cool.
Yeah.
But I mean,
How many
so
people?
many legends have to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
And he was kind of able to just kind of be himself. So I would be one. I'd wonder how he was able to do that. And was there ever a point where we almost got a different version of Shawn Michaels?
Okay. Kenny, what are you asking? Heartbreak Kid.
For Shawn Michaels, if he was here, which version of Shawn Michaels are you picking against yourself? Like which one do you believe that, not to say that you peak, but which one do you believe was like you could feel like you looking back on it like your best version? 90 Shawn Michaels or 2000 Shawn Michaels?
That's tough.
90 Shawn Michaels. I mean, yeah, 90 Shawn Michaels we all remember. Some people probably don't unless you're a real fan. But like, I'm feeling like if you were new to the game, you saw Shawn Michaels after DX, and I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot take away Shawn Michaels from the 2000s. Yeah, it's different. He's not, crazy like he is. He turned himself to the Lord, but he was still going out there competing. Elimination Chamber match, won the title, great matches, let alone the WrestleMania matches, the Flair, Jericho, 2 matches against Undertaker. Like, come on. He was even in a crazy
Kurt
storyline.
Angle, Vince.
He was in the storyline with him and JBL, like saying JBL had to give him money. If not, you're gonna work for me. That was a crazy storyline.
Yeah.
But that was like peak Michaels, and he won the match. Like, we saw a lot of Michaels, and they wrote him off thinking like, oh, his back, he's injured. Like, so Michael still competed, and that's really something. Like, which version of Shawn Michaels would you really pick? 90s, when you're in the 90s, or the 2000s? And I'm talking about 2002 to up, not when he was with NWA.
You're talking about post back surgery return.
Yes,
Against pre
Elimination Chamber Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Till like
with the worst tights.
The brown tights. I'm talking about SmackDown versus here comes the pain. Only saw that one time.
Short hair.
The short hair.
Man. I don't know what's going on.
I think the question I would ask is if you not about who would win, who would lose. If you take prime, whatever you feel was your prime, Shawn Michaels, and you put him in today's roster, today's era, who would you want to
face
wrestle? Who would you
That's a good
want to go at?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
Can we answer that as our sign off tonight?
No, that's for Shawn Michaels. No.
Yeah,
of course, I'm gonna say AJ Styles. I'm gonna say Seth Rollins. I'm gonna say
you gotta pick one.
I just had it. Obviously Roman. Yeah, you want him against Punk. Even though I think him and Punk went at it maybe a long time ago, but just probably pre what Punk became. But definitely Seth, definitely AJ. Orton again, but it's Roman. I think Roman, Seth, and AJ are the ones that will stand out to me, just for the styles to fit, the caliber of match he would have with those guys. Because Shawn can work with anybody, small, big, whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But I think those would be the guys, unless I'm drawing a blank.
Maybe Carmelo, like learners from the
Cody. I'll say Cody and Shawn Michaels. Oh yeah. Cody and HBK. Like a Braun Breaker. Give me Gunther and Shawn Michaels.
You basically said anyone on the roster. I love it.
Maybe Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio.
I feel like I have
him and Dom 5 stars.
Yeah, him and Dom would be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker was also one of them. I have one that I'm gonna go NXT that y'all didn't say that I feel like is gonna be like, yeah, of course. But him and Javon Evans, man, the young OG. Give me him and Javon in a match. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, on the mic he would destroy him, but in the ring, that's a good one. They might put on a 5-star NXT match. Like, that's how crazy that match would be.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think those would be the standouts for Shawn. I'm probably missing a few. Gunther, Jey Uso, him and Damian Priest have a good match.
He always works great with big men.
Yeah.
That's
like a Diesel Undertaker match for Shawn. Like, it just
Shawn faced Taker. He fought Kane when he came back. When Kane supposedly broke his neck.
You know what's all right? I'm gonna save this if we ever do a Shawn Michaels version, because I have
Shawn. You got to invite.
I have a favorite, 2 favorite villains that we didn't mention, but I have one that's super just underappreciated. But I'll wait. I will hold on to it. And
hold it for when Shawn comes on.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna try. You never know in the world of social media.
Hey, Shawn Michaels, You want to hear this question that T has, big fan? Come on to the show. He's got to ask you this question, man. Only he can ask you this question. You got to come on to find out.
That's right.
Come on, HBK.
That's right. I mean, it's not like you're busy, Sean.
And it ain't about where's the best barbecue in San Antonio. Is the Riverwalk really good? I don't know.
Have you been to San Antonio, Terrence, or no?
I've been to Houston, not San Antonio. Oh, I'm sorry.
I've only been to Dallas. Never been to San Antonio.
I never been to Texas at all. So
I've only been to Houston.
Houston,
to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I never been to Texas, so that's
I went in
bad on me.
December. I wasn't there in December. I wasn't there. Well, January. I wasn't there really in the summer, but I heard it's hot.
Oh yeah,
it is.
That'd be the last place you want to be. Houston is in July. Bugging. God, go ahead and try it.
I don't want to try it, please. Don't go to Texas regardless. Let it go in the heat, please.
You can follow Kenny on Twitter at Cowabunga_K_E_N. You can follow Terrence at Lower East Scribe. Follow myself, Rainy J Cruz, RENDY, letter J CRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music. Go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for your boys on the program. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/Cruise Control. We got the 2 out of 3 Falls podcast t-shirt up and running. Again, prowrestlingtees.com/Cruise Control. From myself, Terrence, Kenny Holt. We'll catch up next time, fellas.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.